Welcome to our class this morning. I have prepared my usual settings, a blanket, a block, but also a strap. I think we've used that in the past week or two. Again, so please make sure that you find something. If you would like to work with it, you can work without it. It might just be more comfortable to have one. There's no strap, use a belt, a long bath towel, a shawl, something that can resemble this little tool that we will be using in the practice today. So while you might scramble around for something to resemble, when you come to the mat, you might choose to lie down straight away. It could be very comfortable for yourself as you come to lie down. I would love to focus today on compassion, but more so that deeper, loving connection with ourselves. Not so much with the ego, but with that deeper self, the higher self with which we can connect. So perhaps to set the mood for that, as you lie down, be comfortable. Allow yourself to be comfortable. And instead of just being with a certain form in which you lie down every time you come to this mat, make sure that is the form that suits you right now in this moment. No worries about what that looks like or how much support you need to be comfortable. Simply allow that. And perhaps you can even take a deep breath from here. Have a sigh out. And allow deeper rest. While this type of resting might not be as deep as it could be towards the end of the practice, still acknowledging that you're giving yourself support. Added to that support is that sense of gravity, where the ground, the earth, is holding you as well. Although you might be in your private space, I see these four corners of my mat as a safe space. A space to which to come, and today, perhaps, to nourish yourself. Notice if any ideas of doubt arose with that concept. Being compassionate with oneself, loving and caring. If there were any doubts, just for a moment, perhaps resting your hands towards heart center, letting them be there, reminding yourself that right there within yourself is a well of unconditional love. Allowing perhaps a few deeper breaths to raise the hands if they're resting there and expand into your ribcage, and then softening the breath out of the mouth, as if you're giving yourself a gentle hug. You might repeat that a couple more times. Then you might choose to let your arms rest back out to the sides. Perhaps the palms of your hands are looking upwards so your shoulders feel easy. This week I would like to practice a breath ratio, the pranayama or breathing practice that also includes holding of the breath. However, if you cannot hold the breath and no reasoning is needed, keep a ratio of 1 to 2 for inhalation and exhalation. If you'd like to practice the full, we will start together. Taking an in-breath now for a count of 4. Then holding the breath for 7. Exhaling for 8. Breathing in for 4. Hold the breath for 7. Exhaling for 8. Breathing in for 4. Holding 7. Exhaling for 8. Repeat like this, inhaling 4, holding 7, exhaling 8, or stay with the ratio of 1 to 2. Practice for a few more rounds. Your pace of counting. After your next exhalation, let go of the breathing practice. Return to a softly flowing breath through the nostrils effortlessly, and allow a moment of reflection. Perhaps stepping back into this heart space, perhaps having full awareness of your whole being, body, energy, mind, feelings. We'll then begin our movements on the back. Have a strap by your side just for in a little while. And if you have anything underneath you that supported you so far, please remove that, other than perhaps a lightly cushion underneath the head. Bending your knees and stepping the feet down to the ground. Shuffle around your upper body just as much as is needed to reclaim your comfort. And then bring the arms along the sides of the body quite close. Palms touching down onto the floor. You might find a little reach with your fingers in the direction of the toes. And then perhaps lifting your feet off the floor. Leaving your knees hovering there, your arms grounding to the side. And then bring a strong flexion into the ankles as if you had to push the soles of the feet away from you. Now breathe in. And as you breathe out, see if it's possible to only tap the heels of your feet to the mat. Then breathe in and let your knees come back towards the chest. That's it. As you breathe out, lower the heels towards the floor, perhaps a light tap. And as you breathe in, bring the knees back up over the chest. Your feet or ankles stay in a flexion the whole time. And the only movement you do is perhaps a light tap of the heels to the ground. And your in-breaths will take the knees back to the chest. Now, while you continue that movement, Keep a reach of your fingers towards the lower end of the mat and aim to keep the lower rib cage on the mat. You might need a little bit more firmness here in the abdominal region, perhaps in your pelvic floor area, as you tap the heels towards the ground so the lower ribs stay on the mat. While initially you might have found that quite an easy movement, if you maintain that tension, you might feel there's quite a lot of strength involved in it. The inhale is still gentle as the knees come up, but the exhale, we're grounding the lower ribs. Perhaps there's 2 more in there for you. Then soften. You might choose to wiggle your ankles or lightly shake out your legs. Perhaps even rock a bit over the pelvis, kind of a little reset back towards comfort, but leaving feet off the ground if possible, the knees hovering over the chest. Quite a familiar movement that we often practice in Apanasana. So if that's available for you, as you breathe in, lift the legs up and perhaps the arms reach over the head onto the ground. On the out breath, bend the knees, arms releasing by the side. Keep doing, inhaling, legs lifting, arms over the head. Exhaling, arms by the sides, knees bending. As you continue the movement, again, keep your lower ribs on the floor, especially when your arms extend over the head. While that is an in-breath, expand perhaps the breath into the back of your ribs, helping you to keep them grounded on the mat. Keep that flowing, slow, deep breathing. Deep contact into the mat. One last round. And as you return back, have again some little wiggles. You might even briefly give your knees a little hug. Then re-extend the legs towards the ceiling. Now take your arms out to the sides, and perhaps below shoulder height. Palms of your hands firmly touching the floor. Now your legs are hanging up there with ease. But as you breathe out, push the palms down and pretend you can draw them in towards the body while you're lifting your upper back and the shoulders. A breath in to lie back down, and out breath as the palms push into the ground and draw in towards you, lifting the head and the shoulders. And as you breathe in, lie that back down. So again, there's a deep grounding now through the palms of the hands and pulling in towards the body. So the upper body lifts with less effort. As you breathe out, that action is happening, the upper body is lifting, and we release the action as you lower the body back down. Now, if that's possible, continue for a few breaths. Each exhale, palms press into the floor and the hands draw in towards the sides of the body without really moving. Perhaps you can manage another 2. As usual, feel free to rest earlier. And then relax the body again. Perhaps give the knees another hug, maybe even rocking completely now for a while from side to side. Perhaps it's nice to turn the head. Then let your arms return directly by the sides of the body, the palms of the hands touching the floor. Re-extending the legs towards the ceiling. You might now flex the feet again, or the ankles rather, and press the soles of the feet towards the ceiling. If you need any little support, you can slide the hands a bit closer in, slightly underneath that lower part of your bottom. When you're breathing out now, let the legs move away from you towards the floor. Keep the legs straight, rather do a bit less. And as you breathe in, bring them back up. That's the only movement, but we're keeping the lower ribs back onto the floor as we start to lower the legs towards the ground, and then inhaling to bring them back up, relaxing the core here too. So each out breath, as you bring the straight legs towards the floor, press in the same time the back rib cage into the mat. Inhaling to lift up, especially your lower ribs staying deeply grounded as the legs move away from you. I'm demonstrating here with a reasonable small range of movement. Please adjust your range of movement to your needs, but keep control. There's no swinging of the legs. This is all about inner strength and the rib cage remaining deeply grounded. It might be more beneficial to do less rather than more to gain the perhaps benefits of this strengthening movement. You might add another 2 rounds or choose to rest earlier. When you complete it, bend the knees, place the feet loosely onto the ground, relax your arms, take a couple of deep breaths. Perhaps the breath is nice to come out of the mouth at this point. You could then choose to take a hold of the strap. Make sure the strap is open, so rather than buckled up. Beginning with the right leg, as you bring the strap around the ball of the foot, extending the leg towards the ceiling again. But this time we keep a hold of the strap on either end, sliding the hands down until shoulders, upper arms, and elbows touch the floor. You could have a wrap around with your hands off the strap or your device if it's long enough. Your left foot can stay on the floor or the leg might extend out long, also a choice. Let's breathe out and draw the leg just a little bit in towards the body. Inhale as you hold here. Exhale, perhaps draw again on the strap lightly. Keep shoulders down, right and left side of your pelvis in balance. Each exhale, you might bring the leg in just a fraction further. Keeping that right side of the pelvis reaching down so it stays in alignment with your left. So the spine is still long and the hips are in balance. Focusing mainly on the exhale and bringing the leg in a bit closer each breath. And even if the leg visibly stays in the same spot, work with the mind, let that partake in this practice. On the next inhale, let the tension ease. Let the leg rise back to the ceiling. Unwind your hands from the strap. Right hand takes a hold of both ends. Your arm might be lightly extended. The left hand comes to rest upon the hip bone. Let's take an inhale and open the leg out to the side while I've got a door there in the way. You might have range of movement. Letting your upper arm and elbow land back down. As you hold your leg out there, be supportive. Use the strap to hold it. And as you breathe out, you might allow that leg to become a bit heavier towards the side, perhaps deepening the stretch on the inside of the thigh. Have a few elbows here to work with, but feel free to rather choose to hold the strap tight if it is enough where you are. Again, use the mind, bring that into the practice as you aim to stretch the inside of the right thigh. Last exhale on this side, then gently helping your leg back up. Change the hand on the strap. Perhaps the right arm falls out to the side. I suggest the palm looking up, the shoulder grounded, and then guiding your leg across the body. However far you choose to take it, the hip here could completely lift off the floor if that's a suitable movement. Again, have your elbow, upper arm, shoulder grounded, and support the leg where it is. You might, in this case, also turn the head to whichever side feels right for you, or leave your gaze looking upwards. And here, as you exhale, make the leg heavier towards the side. Same, if you feel you need the support of the strap, stay with it. Few deeper exhalations for this twist. When you next inhale, bring the head to the center, help the leg to the center. Separate the ends of the strap, bring the hands back on both ends, one hand on each. Lifting your left leg up and stepping the ball of the left foot into the strap while you bring the right foot back down onto the ground. With the left leg up here, you might also choose to wrap the hands around the strap for an easier grip. Same here, we've got elbows, upper arms and shoulders grounded, the elbows by our sides. Now right foot can stay on the floor, or you might slide the right leg out long. Beginning with the elbows to lightly draw on the strap and bring the leg in a little bit closer. The inhale is to pause. The exhale is to draw it in a bit closer. Keep working with the breath like this, but at the same time, draw that left side of the pelvis slightly down so that you're balancing the pelvis out on the mat. With that, your lower back. With that, the spine stays straight and aligned. We often feel like we can pull the leg up further if the hip comes along, but actually we prefer here to lengthen into the back of the leg. Stay with the exhalations and either the actual lowering towards you or that image in the mind. One more breath. On the inhale, then slowly bring the leg back up into a relaxed state. unwind the hands. And perhaps extending your left arm to take a hold of both ends of the strap. Your right hand might rest upon the hip bone. Then an inhale to open the leg out to the side. Please lower again your elbow, upper arm to the ground. The leg can come out as far as you like, but keep that right hand on the hip bone so you would notice that the hip starts to lift, or the buttocks rather, and ground it back down. Hold here. And you could, on each outburst, let the leg open a bit further. You might prefer, however, a stronger hold and just simply be here, but let your mind guide the leg out further. So each outburst, perhaps there's a slightly deeper lengthening effect on your left inner thigh. One more breath on this side. Then helping your leg back up to the center. Change the hand on these two ends of your strap. Now your left arm might fall to the side. The same here, preferably the palm might be looking up for deeper shoulder grounding. Then guide the leg across the body. Same here, landing upper arm, shoulder, elbow onto the floor. Take the leg as far as it feels right. And yes, the whole pelvis could lift as you roll over onto the right-hand side. Your gaze might turn as well in either direction. You support the strap, the hold, but you might go a tad bit deeper with each outburst. And whether you again choose to hold more to support or go deeper, it will happen in your mind that deepening happens. Taking long outbursts to be there for a few more rounds. One more breath. On the inhale, center the head, then help the leg up. You might now bend the knee, release the strap. Please keep the strap somewhere by the side of the mat for later use. Allow yourself to lie on the back, arms relaxed, legs easy. And perhaps take a few breaths in from the nose and out of the mouth, allowing the body to process. Perhaps giving your attention to this process. You might then wiggle your feet a little bit closer and roll over onto your side to help yourself come up towards a seat. We will change our position entirely, coming towards a standing posture. I will now use my blanket and bring that into the height where knees might land on the floor. This is only an option. If you don't need that blanket there, please have it sitting at the front end of the mat. As you come to a stance, walking towards the front side end of the mat. Allowing yourself to come into a tall standing position as we try and move the whole body to invigorate. On the inhale, lifting the arms, perhaps the gaze is rising. Bring the hands to touch, bend the knees, fold forward. And inhale to lengthen forward, half lift. And out breath now to step the right foot down the mat, and perhaps the knee comes down to the floor. Find length here in your spine. Inhale again. On the exhale, stepping the other knee back. You might lean forward, finding your kneeling plank. On your out breath, lowering down onto the mat. Round through the tops of the feet. Take an inhale to lift. Bhujangasana Cobra. On the out breath to lower. Inhale to push to all fours. Round the spine, buttocks towards the heels, extended child's pose. On the inhale, find all fours. Please free to stay. Or draw the toes under, lift the knees off the mat, downward facing dog. Walking, sliding, taking feet to the front side end of the mat, forward fold. Inhaling, half lift. Exhaling, bend again. Bend knees and rise, and inhale. And out breath to bring the arms by the sides. Deep in and exhale in your mountain. Then inhale to raise the arms again. Touch the palms, bend the knees, fold back forward, Uttanasana. Inhaling, Ardha Uttanasana. Stepping back with the left foot. Knee might come back to the floor. Lengthen spine, breathing in. Stepping knee back, perhaps to kneeling plank, maybe full plank position. Out breath, lower on or towards the floor. In breath, Cobra or upward facing dog. Out breath, release. Inhale, all fours. You might come straight to down dog instead, perhaps returning back to extended child's pose. If you're there, breathe into all fours to stay, or again, find a downward facing dog. Walking, stepping, sliding, feet forward, back towards the front side end of your mat. Uttanasana as you get there. Half lift for your in-breath. Exhale to fold again. Knees bent, push the feet into the ground, rise up, take an inhale, and allow your arms to relax. Out breath. Take a few deeper breaths, just in and out of the nostrils, trying to find your natural pace of breathing. I have, in the meantime, removed my blanket from the mat. Taking a step back with the right foot. Now, my right leg is functioning intermediately, so your step back might be a fair bit wider than mine currently is. Start with both knees bending, and perhaps your hands resting at the heart. A variation of a high lunge. As your leg might be further back than mine, you could start to extend the leg out fully and lean into a diagonal, which also might be a bit deeper than the demonstration here. You might then release your arms on the sides of the body, let the palms of the hands look downwards. You could draw the left hip slightly back, finding a bit more weight-bearing balance in the legs. Keep the neck long, aligned basically with the heel of your foot, and pause. A flying lunge. Now lower the heel of your back foot. Lift your torso up as you raise your arms, and then expand the arms out and find a warrior two. Again, your stance is much wider than mine, ideally. Arms might be at shoulder height, And you could choose to have the palms looking up or looking down. You might like to flex now through the left wrist and push the palm of that hand forward. Seeing your sense of compassion for self and self-care, whatever that might look like, right in front. Bring the arm from behind forward and fold in your last two fingers. We're aiming into an archer, so you might bend your back knee, extend the front leg, pull your elbow back, take a deep breath in, and then aim and breath out as you push forward. Might repeat that for 2, breathing in to aim and out. One more round, breathing and out. Release your arms and start to swivel your feet, turning the toes to the other side as you lift your heel off the floor. Again, there might be quite a deep stance. Both knees are bent. Bringing hands back to touch at the heart. Finding your stance in a high lunge. As you might now choose to extend the back leg and align your spine with the leg. The top of the head, the heel, one line. Front hip lightly drawn back for weight bearing balance. Arms might extend along the sides of the body. Again, the palms might be looking down. Keeping arms close, engaged, the fingers stretching backwards. Pause. Your flying warrior. Then lower the back heel down. Take a breath in to raise your arm. And as you breathe out, start to open the arms to shoulder height, finding a warrior 2. The same here. You need to rest somewhere or turn the palms up. Please do so. Let shoulders be easy. For the archer, start to flex through the right wrist. Put your goal of self-care and love right in front of the hand. Take the back hand forward, fold in your last 2 fingers. As we aim again, pull back on your elbow, bend your back knee, straighten front leg, aim, and out breath to push forward. Again, 2 more, breathing in. Release your arms. Turn. Wiggle your feet back together. Come again to stand here, front side end of the mat. Feet comfortable distance. Hands might be at the hips. Stepping lightly back with the right foot. Find a warrior 1 stance. So hip distance apart and bend into the front knee. You might choose to bring the hands back to the heart as that space is our focal point. If you like to go deeper, perhaps extending the arms. And the gaze could lift anyway if you choose to. Perhaps if your hands are resting here, palms lightly pressing together. As the breath in comes, straighten the front leg. Out breath, start to fold forward and down. Your hands might slide down the leg, but you keep pressing down into the ball of the front foot. Your hands can stay on the leg somewhere as you're folding down. Keep that push down into the front foot so the pelvis here stays balanced for a pyramid shape. Take an inhale to bend into the front knee and start to lift yourself back up, releasing the arms by the sides. Now you could swivel your feet around and turn to the back side end of the mat. I will change my feet for demonstration. So hip distance are back with you between the feet. Backside toes diagonally turned forward, and there comes a bend into the front knee. Drawing the feet lightly inwards when you're ready. And the same option there, touching the palms together, bringing awareness back to the heart space, compassion, self-care and love. Or extending the arms, or perhaps the gaze too. Gaze could be extended anyway. Stay firm in your stance, support yourself. Ravadasana 1. And as you inhale, start to straighten the front leg. Your hands releasing down as you brace out, let them slide down the front leg. Keep pressure into the ball of the front foot for balance in the pelvis as you fold down. Both legs are kind of straight, both feet firmly grounded into the mat. Wherever your hands are most comfortable, that's where they stay. A breath in to bend into the front knee as you rise to a stance, and stepping your feet next to each other. Open the palms of the hands, return to the mountain form. Inner heels might be lightly active toward each other. Eyes could close or gaze could lower. And let your breath come back towards the abdomen and rise up within your body. You might relax the arms, blink eyes open, and I suggest to grab your strap again. Stepping onto the strap with the ball of your right foot. Leave the strap long, perhaps a wrap up if it is long enough. If your balance is extremely challenged today, you might even lean your whole back body against a wall. Taking a breath in to raise the right knee. And out breath to extend the leg forward. Now keep your elbows in, the hold of the strap tight, the shoulders down, and your back upright. So if you're currently leaning back, let your strap pull you back up. You might hold here, or take both ends of the strap into the right hand. Left hand could rest into your side. And while that is only limited for me, take the right leg out to the side. Keep your steady gaze. Perhaps it's all the way out to the side again. Try and stay upright. And if you really like a challenge, turn your gaze in the other direction. Let head come forward on the in-breath, the leg come forward, and take a step down onto the floor, relaxing your arms. We will change sides. So placing the left ball of the foot onto the strap. Allow tension in the strap to start with while you're standing upright and tall. this side. So please do hold here. If you like to wrap the hands around the strap, do so. With the leg extended forward, keep your elbows by your sides, the spine long, and an upright standing position rather than leaning into a comfortable place. Find your focus here in the gazing point, Drishti. Keep that steady. And perhaps releasing the right hand, so holding on to both ends with the left. The right hand might come into the side of the waist instead. Keep gaze steady as you breathe in. Take this leg out towards the side. Take your time. Same here, keep upright rather than leaning in. And if there's a sense of balance arising and you would like to challenge it, start looking in the other direction. Bringing head forward, leg forward, and releasing the leg out. You might drop your strap down to the side. Before you come back to stand, take a deep breath. Have a sigh out. And then come down back towards your mat. You might stand here with your knees hip distance apart. Feet can be down flat or toes tucked under. You could choose to place your fingertips down just underneath your buttocks into the back of your thighs. This might help with a camel variation. As you push the fingertips down there, start to lift your heart. With this, your lower back is automatically lengthening as the back of your thigh and your fingertips are deeply connected. You might choose to hold that here. You might choose to extend it a little bit further, keeping your lower back long with the pressure between the fingers and the back of your thigh. If any of you prefer to deepen that, hold the tension downwards, but extend your fingertips towards the heels. And some of you might even like to reach towards the heels. Mindful that your lower back stays rather long, then bends backwards. Ustrasana, camel. One more breath. And then as you inhale, begin to bend your hips. Your head will come automatically as you sit down towards the heels and soften gently into a child's pose. You might even stack your fists, rest the forehead onto stack fists. You could take a little wiggle here. Perhaps it's a block that rests underneath the forehead. Your arms might even rest for a moment by your side. Let yourself focus inwards. Feel the roundedness of the spine. There's not even a vision of the outside world. Connecting to the center of your chest. Feeling the rib cage expanding as you breathe. And each time you breathe out, think about giving yourself that hug around your heart center. And the next exhale, would you slowly lift your upper body. Come down to a seated position. Legs might be extended out. Have everything around you you need for relaxation as you slowly roll your back down onto the ground. Giving the right knee a loving hug towards the chest. Left leg might stay on the floor with the foot or extend out long. Opposite hand to this knee, the right arm is falling away. And as you breathe out, guide the knee across your body. You can support it here with the hand, same as you did earlier with the strap, but keep your opposite shoulder grounded, perhaps even turning your head. Notice whether the knee is better off being closer down the mat or up towards your chest. Last breath here. And on an exhale, begin to roll gently onto your back. Right foot might land down before you bring your left knee up towards the chest. Give it a hug. Same option here. Right foot can stay on the floor. The leg can extend out long. Opposite hand stays on the knee. Left arm might fall to your side. And on the out breath, guide the knee across the body for a twist. Option to turn the head. And holding for a few breaths. Work out whether the knee is better off closer down towards the foot or up towards the chest. And slowly on your next out breath, roll onto the back. Land your foot again. If your body feels right now, come straight into Shavasana or resting pose. As usual, that could be a constructive rest instead. Knees bent, feet wide, and knees dropping in. Or it might be a full Shavasana with your legs extended. See which variation of the shape is for you and make it your priority to find the most comfortable position. Again, taking good care of yourself. As you let your body come to ease, perhaps the eyes are closed, but sometimes it feels more centered to keep a steady gazing point against the ceiling. I would like to share Yoga Sutra 1.33 in the translation. It's about compassion. The projection of friendliness, compassion, gladness, and equanimity towards objects, be they joyful, sorrowful, meridious, or demeridious, bring about the pacification of consciousness. It is all about awareness. It's all about being present. That sense of love towards yourself, as well as taking care. Perhaps to value your unique self, the qualities that you have in this life. You might choose to imagine you're standing beside someone who loves you. If you could borrow their eyes, how would you see yourself? positive feeling might arise. And you could look at yourself through these eyes of love. How do you see yourself differently? What does a person who loves you see? It is okay if you also see the undeveloped shadow aspects. As people who care about you, also aware of what you are working towards shifting. Then drop back into comfort. Imagine you hold a laser beam of many colors. Visualize moving this light onto an area of your skin that is irritated, red, dry, swollen, itchy, or spotty. Observe the light changing color according to the part of the body the laser is treating. For example, if the skin is red, the laser may change to blue to counteract the redness. If the skin is dry, the laser may change to pink to enliven the area. If the skin is swollen, orange rays can calm. If your skin is itchy, yellow rays can help soothe. Focus on letting go of all anger, frustration, self-criticism, irritation, and a dislike of yourself as you move through this process. In your mind's eye, observe your skin begin to clear, become radiant, lustrous, glowing, and soft. How does it feel to have this new skin? Enjoy your renewed skin. In the time and days to follow, focus on feeling comfortable and secure within your own skin. You may begin starting to deepen your breath. Perhaps begin to move to wiggle or stretch. And depending on your needs, you could rise up over the front, but you might as well snuggle over onto one of your sides and take a few breaths there before you come to sit. As you rise, lower the gaze or keep eyes closed. And perhaps join the hands, the palms together in front of your heart space. Thumbs might lightly indicate by touching the sternum. The space in the center of your chest. Perhaps you're still feeling the glow of your skin, the love and care that you placed within yourself. And as we take good care of each other, and then take care of others too, as we bow to extend toward each other. Namaste.